Evening all. So my name is Vicky, and I am the face behind Lupus and we're having some technical issues at the minute trying to get our guest speaker on, so just bear with me. So how are you finding Lupus Awareness Month so far? Have you watched Brandy Lloyd, the session that we've posted to Facebook? If not, go over to the Facebook group and check it out. It's really, really good. Bear with me, I'm just trying to get my guest speaker on. Oh, looks as though she's here. So we're just going to add it now. So we've got Shannon Green joining us. Evening.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Not bad, not bad. So Shannon is the author of Chronic Pain Hacker. And like herself, although she doesn't have lupus, she does have autoimmune conditions. So the chronic pain side of things is very, very similar to what lupus patients go through. So Shannon, tell us a wee bit about your story with chronic pain and what sort of motivated you to write your book.
In 2014, I got a rare autoimmune disease called Guillain-Barré, and I was hospitalized with that and had to learn how to walk again and go through all kinds of physical and occupational therapy. But before that, I had fibromyalgia and I had a lot of back problems and had suffered from anxiety and depression. So it's been, maybe about 35 years of pain off and on, both mental and of the physical nature.
Yeah, so what about your book? So how did that come about?
Well, after I had Guillain-Barré, I started to lose my purpose in life and was trying to figure out what am I supposed to do now? I can't do what I used to do. I still want to add meaning to my life. So I wrote my book over a 5-year period. It took me that long to finish it, but I hope that it inspires other people to keep on keeping on, even when even when they don't feel well.
Yeah, because it is such a tough thing to work with chronic pain, to just sort of keep driving forward, isn't it? And stay positive. I think that's the big thing.
Yes. Yeah, my main thing about that is healing is not linear. So remember that sometimes it's going to be 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and it's going to be a lot of ups and downs. So it is difficult to remain positive during those times, but I can compare it to when I was not positive and I was not active, and I can compare it to what I've been doing this year, and it's a huge difference.
Yeah, brilliant. So it definitely sounds as though we've got the right person here tonight. Well, tonight I'm in Scotland, so it's tonight. I know it's afternoon with you, Shannon. So if the viewers have got any questions, just pop them in the comment section and we will answer them as we go along. But Shannon, can you tell us some of the hacks that you use to deal with the pain?
Yeah, I do meditation. And before I got sick, I had never tried meditation. I had never done yoga, never done mindfulness or anything like that. And what I thought it was is a lot different than what it is. So I think meditation is probably, and I combine that with deep breathing, and that has changed my perspective and really helped me get through the tough times. So I kind of mix my meditation. I mix it with mantras, like I am enough, I can do hard things. I mix it with different mantras. And I try to do meditation 20 minutes to an hour every day, and it makes a really big difference. And if you can do that in nature where you're getting vitamin D from the sun, that is very helpful. Another hack I've gotten for cloudy, rainy days is I purchased an infrared heat lamp, and I have that sit on my desk, and the rays shine toward my face. And for $50, I bought it off of Amazon. That was like the best medical device I have ever used.
Wow.
So yeah, so especially in wintertime,
Yeah.
when people are not getting as much sunlight, I think that's a really, really good option.
I think that's probably a good one for me here in Scotland, seeing as it rains
Yeah.
quite a lot here. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I've noticed that, speaking of rain, I wasn't aware of until after the Guillain-Barré that humidity and weather changes can affect your pain level. In my case, they double my pain before a storm comes in. And so a lot of people don't realize that, and my doctors had never mentioned anything about that. And so the infrared heat lamp, that kind of helps me combat all the humidity that's in the air. But yeah, I just want people to know that during the storm, when the barometric pressure changes, that's when your symptoms could be worse, because it makes your muscles feel heavier.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other hacks that you've got from your book? Anything that you sort of use sort of more regularly than others?
Yes, I do. I try to keep, especially Monday through Friday, keep a routine. Try to do the same things in the same order every day. I know that sounds a little boring, but it really helps me get through. I have a lot of brain fog, and it helps me not forget.
Yeah.
So I have a big whiteboard in my kitchen with all the tasks that I'm supposed to do that day. So that kind of keeps me on track. But I give myself grace on those days when I don't feel well. I try not to beat myself up about it. I just get up and try again tomorrow.
Yeah, which is so important. We do need to listen to
Yeah.
our bodies and take that time to actually, right, my body's telling me I'm tired or I'm in too much pain, I need to stop. Because
Right.
the consequences further down the line, if you don't, then it could be quite serious. So yeah.
Yeah. And that, I think, when people ask me what is the hardest thing about chronic pain, it isn't necessarily the pain itself. It's pacing, how to pace your tasks so you don't do too much and wear yourself out, but you want to do enough where you feel like you're adding meaning to life and you have a purpose. So it's taken me a long time to figure out the pacing of life. But once I did that, it's like, for example, I try not to do 3 outings in a day. That's too many, so I always try to keep it below 3, 1 if possible. Now, of course, that was before COVID when we were all going outside, but yeah. So I'm looking at my notes to make sure. Oh, the other thing that helps a lot is movement. And even though it hurts to move sometimes, I learned that the less I moved, the worse I felt. So especially, if you lay down and you get a lot of muscle cramps. So I started a new thing this year, in January of this year, where I do 8,000 steps a day. And some days I make it, and some days I don't. But I really try to push myself to do that. And I walk with my husband, and I walk slow, and it's not pretty, but
you get it done.
I focus more on the effort and not exactly what it looks like.
So how have you found sort of this year, and obviously with COVID and things, how's that affected you and your routine with your pain management and things? Has that changed it?
Yeah.
Has there been anything new?
I have just tried to be in nature more. I have a garden in my backyard, So I try to sit on the back porch with my rocking chair, facing all my flowers so I can listen to music and stay in the garden and, get my vitamin D. I had always been, my husband and I always worked from home. So not a whole lot has changed, except, we're not going to restaurants and we used to go to a lot of music concerts. So it's more just the activities. So luckily we don't have to worry about going to a place of employment and having to be around a lot of people. So yeah, I've just had to minimize. For the most part, probably 80% of the people here in Texas are wearing masks, and staying 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big thing, especially with the autoimmune conditions, is just trying to keep yourself safe and just.
Yes. Yeah. I
Yeah.
use, besides, I've been having my groceries delivered, which will change your life if you've ever,
Yes.
because, going to a store is just so exhausting, lifting things in the basket, taking them out. Plus, we're at higher risk every time we go out, to a grocery store. So, yeah, I always, I have tons of hand sanitizer, tons of wipes, wipe the basket down and all of that. I wanted to ask how is it going in Scotland? Are people wearing masks or?
It's the people are wearing masks, but they're also the ones that have got the masks on and their nose sticking out, or the ones that sort of have it down about their chin.
Right.
I was out today for the first time in a long time to get my hair done, and the anxiety I felt just watching people, and it's sort of, I know what I need to do to stay safe, but it's everybody
Right.
around me. It's sort of, it's 50
Yeah.
50 whether or not they're wearing the mask properly, and
Right.
it's tough.
Yeah, you're right, because I've seen so many, you would expect that from kids, but a lot of adults wearing their mask below their nose
Yeah.
or under their chin, or they have it on, but then they're messing with it. They're touching their hands on their face, and then they're
Yeah.
touching a shelf or whatever. So I try to only shop at places where I know they're actually sanitizing in between people coming
Yeah.
to the register. Yeah, but it's hard, to figure that out. But yeah, we decided to homeschool our son. So this is our first experiment with homeschooling.
How's it
um,
going?
it's actually going better. He's 13. He actually likes it because it's only an hour of work and he gets the rest of the day to goof off.
I
So
would
if
love
he
that.
goes, yeah, he said, I think I like homeschool better. I can do it at my own pace. I don't have to waste time on things that we do at school. So I think I've heard that from a lot of parents that, there's not really 7 or 8 hours of work to be
Yeah.
done in a school day.
Yeah, definitely. So how do you manage your chronic pain around having a son, sort of? It must be quite
Yeah,
difficult.
it is. It is. He helps me a lot and he is very compassionate. And my husband helps me a lot. But yeah, it's tough because I don't always have the energy to play with him. And he's a basketball kid, so he's always want me to play basketball. So I play with him, but it's like for 3 minutes at a time. Then I
Yeah.
have to go sit down. But I pushed myself. Even when I didn't feel good, I would go watch his basketball games and try to be, present as much as I could. But it's definitely challenging when you don't feel good, having to put on your happy face.
Yeah. Is he quite understanding in things? So does he?
He is, yeah. The good thing about me being sick for so long is it's taught him a lot of compassion and a lot of kindness. And so, because I know a lot of moms that have chronic pain, we have a lot of guilt. Like, we wish we could be doing more, you know, and you just have to make the best out of the days you feel better, and then be clear that you need to rest on the days that you don't. I think just announcing it, I kind of announce it. I'll say, hey, to my husband or son, I'll say, you know, today's gonna be rough. I'm not feeling as well. You know, can you give me some grace? I'm gonna hide out, and I call it my lady cave, my woman cave. I'm gonna hide out and watch movies or something. So that's been good. Just communicate, not in a complaining sort of way, but just communicate. Say, look, I don't have as much energy today. Could we do something like watch TV or a movie? You know, just kind of adjust your activities. But on the good days, you know, I try to get out and play basketball with him, or take a walk, or play a board game. He loves to play board games, so yeah.
Yep. Brilliant. So anything else you'd like to add in just before we finish up? Any other quick hints or tips that you've got for chronic pain?
Yeah, I do. Let's see. Are we going to do questions at the end, or?
It doesn't look as though we've got any questions coming through yet. So
oh, okay.
What we can do is, if anybody's got any questions, they can send them in to me, and then we could pick them up separately, if that's all right.
Yeah, yeah. And people are always welcome to DM me on Instagram anytime you have a question about managing chronic pain. One thing I do a lot is arts and crafts. That is really good for distraction from the pain. So I do an adult coloring book. I do that every day, and I sit on my desk with a heat lamp facing me, and I color for at least 20 minutes at a time. And that's a really good, cheap, easy activity that you can do at home.
Definitely.
I have a, let's see if I can show it to people. I don't know if you're able to see it or not, but
wow.
Yeah, this is an old domino box, but it is a self-soothe kit that I use for panic attacks or flare-ups with the pain. And I have my favorite lotion in there. I have some concert tickets from my favorite musician. I collect turtles and little angels and various different like rocks and stuff. So little trinkets that mean a lot to me, I put in there. And you know, when I'm not feeling well, I use a lot of aromatherapy, like lavender oil, anything that is calming and soothing. I also try to take a hot Epsom salt bath every night.
Okay.
And that really helps with aches and pains, a lot of the neuromuscular pain. But probably the best hack is I use CBD cream on all my joints.
Okay.
And that has been a lifesaver. And I had to try different brands before I found one that worked for me. So I encourage people, if you've tried CBD once and you didn't think it worked, to try a different dosage, a different brand, because they're all very, very different.
Fantastic. So can you just tell everybody the name of your book and where they can pick it up?
Yeah, I will hold it up here. It is Chronic Pain Hacker, and you can get it on Amazon, and you can get it on either Kindle or paperback. And yeah, and the subtitle underneath it is Because Healing is Hard. So
yeah, totally. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, Shannon. If we do get any more questions, I'll tie in with you and we'll get the answers out to everybody from there. Obviously, we're on day 3 of the Lupus Awareness Month. We've got much more coming over the next few days, the few weeks. But any questions or anything you'd like to see over the month, just send me a wee message and we can try and make it work.
Okay.
All right. So,
all right.
Lovely having you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless everybody. Bye.
Bye.